Geo, Cappy and Roddy. Roddy and Cappy are the first babies of this baby season, and they've grown so much. Daisy May should be around somewhere. Maybe busy with the other ladies while the boys are eating here.
Here's little Lottie doing very, very well with Piglet. Piglet arrived in 2014 as an orphan, and she is fairly shy and scared of people, so difficult to spot sometimes. Still in Goliath, this is little Edson, of course enjoying all the varieties of food. I think they got a little bit of a fright because they didn't realize someone was behind him filming him.
We're at Scrow now, and this is Haim. We've also got Yolanda, and then behind Yolanda is Judy B. And then over here we have Jons, very distinguishable. There's Cosimo. And here's Finley with the slightly short tail.
Bobby.
And this is little Candy come to join, both enjoying some lovely pawpaw. Good start for the morning.
Giovanni, trying to be very scary. Giovanni, Bobby and Candy, I believe. Dabney and Soka.
Well, here we have Dabney, Soka, Ilka and Dora. Please just don't ask me which one's which at the moment, with all of those little faces staring at you. But you can see they're doing extremely well out here in the Saab enclosure. All getting on very nicely, and all still very good friends with each other. Of course, we have Terry with her mom Macy, and then we got Tosti, the tiny little angel, who's standing guard there in the background and making sure everything's safe, and just putting the cameraman in place and saying, hey, don't you come any closer to this little orphan. She's all settled in now. This is Riani, just popped in to see that Terry's okay.
Got Kofi to the far left, Django in front, Tony in the tree, just above Tony is Martini, and just behind Tony at the back, moving, is Pascal. Rocky the dog has come to monitor today, so that's who they're all focused on. Not big fans of Rocky. That's Kofi walking away.
One of the wild troop, Bobo's baby, has had quite a nasty injury on her arm, so she went to the vets, and now it's time for her bandage change and see what's going on underneath, but she's quite a feisty one. So Jess and Becky are just holding her and cleaning away, and then we'll put a new bandage on, or if it's okay to leave off, then we'll leave it off. She's on a course of antibiotics too and some pain relief. So you can see she's kind of degloved the arm there, but the skin's been taken off, and it looks nice and healthy because it's pink, so that's good. Probably going to put a little dressing on again just for the last couple of days that her antibiotic lasts as well. So we're going to put... There we go, one bandaged Bobo Jr. There you go.
Mark's going to be catching Jackson George so that we can put him in a bigger cage so we can test out that leg. Difficult monkey to catch, and Mark seems to have done it the only way the animal manager can, quickly, smoothly and efficiently.
Alright, my boy.
In you go, Bobos. Oh, straight away with hiding.
Well, I got up there fast enough.
There you are, hello. So Jackson George has had a little bit of a difficult ride with that leg of his. It was initially broken at the femur, we put a pin in it, it was doing really well, somehow managed to break his tibia. So he's on a little bit more cage rest than we planned. But he's doing really well. We just need to get that leg working and or work out a plan for that leg.
So we got quite a full sick bay. Becky's been looking after, and Becky, tell us about some of the patients we've got in at the moment. Who's this?
Right, so this is Bobo's baby. Bobo is a bandit, and so is Bobo's baby. Bobo's baby was found with her partial degloving of her arm. So she went to the vets and had the skin removed, just to clean up the area, and she's got a bandage on it at the moment. We're changing it daily at the moment to make sure that the wound is healing well and we can get a good look at it and to protect it from any ickiness.
Okay, and we might take it off today and see what's going on underneath as well, so we can just see if it dries out a bit to release her back with the troop. Fantastic.
Yes, she's very keen to go home.
Okay, patient number 2.
This is Coco Eddie from Coco Troop. So we have 2 Eddies in at the moment. So this is Eddie from Coco Troop. He came into sick bay a while ago actually with right side paralysis of his arm and his leg. We don't really know why, but he was doing really well. And was about to actually go out into the troop again after a long rest period and medication. And then day of the release, unfortunately, we found him on the floor and slightly unresponsive. So he's come back into sick bay for some meds and some monitoring, but he's doing really well.
Good, he looks much improved from when he came in, so...
Yes.
So yeah, he's moving much better than when he came in. Next.
So this is Jessie. Jessie is from Engelkey. She is actually our super mum of Engelkey, so she's had a number of babies this year. Jessie came in not quite herself, and we're treating her for the abdominal pain. She's showing that she's got discomfort in her abdomen, and she had blood in her stools. So we brought her in and we're treating her for the abdominal pain, monitoring her food, giving her fluids, and giving her the premium care package.
So they're only in these crash cages temporarily, usually when they need injections, or if we may need to give them subcutaneous fluids just to help support them. So they get a blanket, a hot water bottle, all the different foods that they need, sometimes some juices and smoothies. And then we try and get them some sun and grass every day. So what treatment's Jessie having at the moment? Like veterinary treatment, natural treatments?
Jessie is having some veterinary treatment, which is the antibiotics she's getting twice a day, so morning and night. That is an injection in the skin, under the skin. She's also getting fluids, so she's getting fluids morning and night as well, which really help pick her up and have helped her appetite. And she's getting a lot of digestive help as well, with natural supplements as well as veterinary medicines as well.
And there I see we got Jackson George, who's now in a bigger cage.
Yeah, so Jackson George was moved because he needed bigger space, and we needed to see how he was moving and assess him for the next stage in his rehabilitation and his journey. For one, so confident, he is actually hiding a lot behind the curtain blanket, but occasionally will pop
there he is.
out. There we go. He does get around really well with the leg, but he's not using the leg as we would like.
So what was the initial problem with him?
So Jackson George came in about 2 months ago with a broken femur. It was pretty much bending in half. So we put a pin in, well, the vet put a pin in, and he was doing really well with that. We started on some physio, but then unfortunately he broke his tibia, and then we had to deal with that, and here we are now.
Yeah, the vet said there was complications, didn't she, as to the fractured femur and so on, and then the tibia fractured. Even though he didn't really do anything, she said it could be to do with the way things were healing. So, yeah, okay. Well, he's managing to get around, but she did say that because it's fused, then we'll have to see how his ability to climb and so on goes.
Nothing at all.
Does he move his toes, you say?
Yes, he moves his toes, and he can have some movement from the ankle up and down, but he doesn't use it for anything else.
There he is, peeping over the blanket. That's about as much as we're going to get of you today. Bit nervous of the wild trooper, see? Who we got here?
This is Chip and Mrs. Potts. So Chip and Mrs. Potts are back in sick bay again. Chip has a recurring issue with her skin. So she's been treated with antibiotics for a skin condition where she's got raised red lumps on her tummy and she's scratching a lot. She is doing okay. She's got this random problem where she bloats a lot, so we're trying to work on that as well. So we're just trying to get to the root cause of everything that's going on with her. We think there's something internal, so she's actually going to go back to the vets on Monday to have more tests and to try and eliminate some more issues.
Chip is in the background there. And she had stunted growth on arrival as well. But you can see her coat isn't great, she gets bloated. Two of them do not keep still enough for me to film. Which troop is Mila from?
Mila is from Gizmo. She's about 4 to 5 years old. And Mila is currently very skinny. She was actually in about a week or so ago with a really snotty nose and just generally not herself, very deflated, very dehydrated, and very slow. And she did really well after that period, but she's still quite skinny. So we brought her back in for some deworming treatment and some fattening Eddie. Eddie was found unresponsive, hunched over in a ball, which is not the Eddie we know and love. Eddie is quite old, so this is not a good sign. And he wasn't very keen for food, which is again unlike Eddie. So we brought him in.
Seems to be better than when he first come in on the middle perch. He's a little bit less wobbly there, which is good. Hey Eddie boy, you see he's got some grey hair on his nose.
That leg has really picked up.
That's good. He's also on an antibiotic in case there's any bacteria causing the problems as well. Oh, look at you go. Then we got this little cutie. Zebulon. Tell us how Zebulon's doing and when he came in. And actually tell us his story, because he was in Engelke Troop, wasn't he? And then what happened after that?
In Engelke, he was noticed to be losing weight pretty quickly and looking quite scruffy. They do go through a period of scruffiness when they start to come into their adult coat, but Zebulon was starting to look worse than we would expect for that period of time, and he was so skinny with a dirty bum, as we call it. So he was trapped and brought in. He came in about 2 weeks ago. Very underweight, very dehydrated, very malnourished. The cause not really known until a few days later he pooped out a tapeworm. So he's actually...
Here's Stump. She's very, very old. You can see she's not wearing lipstick. She has actually just drank some beetroot juice. So she's very old. She was looking frail. She's being treated for parasites. Stump's currently outside getting some sun. She did have some sores on her back, so she has some bald patches which we're treating as well. So she's getting some sun and she'll have some nice grass later. She's not too keen on it, but she is having some different drinks as well, and she seems to be moving around okay. And who's this?
This is Hugo. Hugo was our head injury case, where he was shot in the head with 2 pellets, and as a result also got a fractured hip, probably from falling from the tree as he was hit. He's done really well. So he was in critical care for about a month because of that head injury. He was very slow, very not aware, very not with it. But now, as you can see, he is full of energy and full of beans. He does have a few neurological symptoms left, so he doesn't use his arm and his leg doesn't work as it should. But other than that, he's doing really well. We just have to try and work out his next steps for his rehabilitation. So we have tried him climbing, but unfortunately he's not stable enough or steady enough yet. So we're going to have to take it a little bit slower for him. Bobo's baby, now renamed Pizzazz. Her last breakfast before she goes out back home to Mummy Bobo, Big Sister Styles, Best Friend Sundance, and the wilds of the VMF.
Okay, we have trapped Pizzazz. As you can see, Eddie is not happy with us. Hold on. There you go.
Hi, Daddy. Okay.
So she is a wild monkey, so she doesn't like people at all. So now we just have to try and find her mum, Bobo. Got some bandit action. Probably means Bobo's not going to be here.
Well, they're still not thrilled.
Oh, there's Styles. This is Styles. So where's your mama? Yeah, there we have Bobo. Just in the tree to the left of this meal. And this is her big brother,
Ready?
Styles. Yeah. Aww.
So, funny story, we released Bobo Jr.'s baby, aka Pizzazz, to realise that actually this is, and always has been, Sundance, Hawk's baby, another bandit. A bandit recently passed away actually, or status unknown, and who is very close to Bobo's family. So the mistake isn't that far-fetched, but happens. Mark was actually wondering why Bobo wasn't that maternal, and now we know why.
Well, I hope you're enjoying these shorter versions of the episodes. Please let us know in the comments. Also, what days you'd prefer watching and what times. We'll try publishing them then for you. I just want to say thank you for all your support, watching the adverts, sharing the program, contributing via PayPal, becoming patrons. It really does help us in these difficult times. So thank you guys, and we'll see you again next week.